making 54 there. All with them. 47 or 441.
An early Halloween fright. Watch as a teenager dressed in a clown mask robs this Domino's pizza worker using what looks like a gun.
Creeping people
Now
out.
it appears this peculiar phenomenon has made its way here to
Police in
Jacksonville.
Hamilton County are looking for something odd that other communities around the country have also seen lately.
We've spoken to quite a few residents.
What's going down, everyone? Welcome back to another top 10 list here for you on InformOverload. I'm your host, Jared Bronstein, and today we'll be talking about the top 10 scariest clown sightings. Make sure you are subscribed and ring that bell and share the video if you happen to enjoy it. Now, I will say this list includes some awful people who have done absolutely awful things and just so happen to be dressed as clowns. Others are just extremely creepy or scary incidents. As always, I love hearing from you guys, so be sure to drop some comments down below with your thoughts on this list, and let's get into it. At number 10, Menasha, Wisconsin. Which I feel like I said wrong, but you guys gotta let me know in the comments down below. I always say the name wrong of these places. In the early hours of October 7th, 2016, officers were responding to reports of people wearing clown masks chasing vehicles. When the cops pulled up, they did indeed find two men dressed up as clowns standing on the sidewalk. When all was said and done, it turned out 3 people were involved, but only 2 were charged. Besides the 2 clowns, a 26-year-old woman was also found in a vehicle nearby who was responsible for driving them around. The woman and one of the clowns were charged after it was determined they had left their 4-year-old child at home unattended for a few hours. The 20-year-old was not charged for his participation in the incident.
217 okay. 217.
Why don't you guys come up to this barrier right here? Go ahead and put your butts against it.
At number 9, we got the knife-wielding clown on a bridge. I promise it's a lot creepier to see than to hear. In the clip, which was filmed in Newmark, Ohio, you can hear one of the joggers calling out to the clown, who then starts to chase him and his friend. Funny enough, one of the guys who got chased, his name is Chase. But the situation isn't funny, so let's get serious again. Chase Pryor is a photographer who was out with his buddy Patrick when they literally ran into a clown walking across a bridge at a park around 7:30 in the morning. After calling out to the clown, it turned around and chased the joggers. They got away, but the imagery will most likely haunt them forever.
Yo, Patrick, he has a knife. Dude, what the?
At number 8, we got Montreal, Quebec. This isn't too far from Toronto, which kinda creeped me out, but thankfully nothing too awful came from it. On October 14th, 2016, a 16-year-old was walking down the street when he heard a laugh coming from behind him. I know, it's already too creepy for me too, but just stick with me here for a second. When he turned around, he saw a man wearing a clown mask holding a baseball bat. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. Canadians, man. The 16-year-old then just started running, eventually hiding in an apartment building and calling 911. The suspect was never found, but that could be due to the fact that the description given wasn't the best. It was dark outside, the teen was scared and running away, which I don't blame him, and the man was in a clown mask. Still though, like, why are people like this? Number 7, clown robbery. I don't know what compelled them to do this. I mean, obviously hiding their identity, but clown masks are just straight up torture. Back in September of 2016, 2 teens in Phoenix, Arizona were arrested in connection with a string of robberies involving clown masks. The 2 17-year-olds first held up a Taco Bell, holding staff at gunpoint and firing off a shot to show they weren't clowning around. See what I did there? Oh, that was kind of funny. Thankfully, the 2 were arrested during a traffic stop when officers found evidence in one of the suspects' cars. Why drive around with the evidence in your car? Like, what a bunch of clowns.
Cops say 2 17-year-old suspects have been arrested in connection with the crime here and in a similar incident at a Taco Bell within an hour of each other.
Coming in at number 6, the waving clown scene at the Chicago cemetery. Now maybe this should be number 1 because it's the ultimate level of scary. We're putting clowns in cemeteries at night together. What could be worse? The story here is Julia Graham was driving with her husband when they saw a clown scale the fence of Rose Hill Cemetery in Chicago. After it climbed the fence, she saw it waving to their car. When she pulled out her phone to film the clown and shine her lights on it, the clown ran away into the distance. When speaking on the incident, Julia said, I quote, "When we got closer, we realized it's a clown, which is super weird. I mean, this was somebody putting forth a lot of effort and being really weird." End quote.
Bizarre.
So what is he doing right there?
Waving at us, slowly. I'm freaking out.
It also isn't the only case.
At number 5, Gags the Clown. What seemed to pretty much start the killer clown sightings of 2016, Gags the Clown turned out to be a promotional stunt for an unreleased short film. After a handful of photos went viral showing a creepy looking clown walking around an empty parking lot at night in downtown Green Bay, a Facebook page was made for the clown who was given the name Gags. This stunt got the attention of news outlets such as USA Today and Fox. so clearly it worked. However, the stunt might have led to an insane amount of clown sightings all over the world in the next following weeks, which led to a handful of arrests and even some assaults and robberies. But I mean, you can't really blame the guy for just promoting his movie.
Gags The Clown, he's coming to get you.
Stop it, I'm driving, seriously.
I had no idea you were so afraid of clowns.
I'm not afraid of clowns, it's the creepers that creep me out.
Coming in at number 4, phantom clowns. Much like the clown craze of 2016, it seems a few states and cities in the US got their fair share of clown craze back in the 80s. Back in 1981, it was reported evil clowns were trying to lure children into vans in Massachusetts. Although there was no real evidence in regards to the incident, I mean, I'm talking no photos, no arrests, no abductions, nothing. But here's where it gets incredibly uncomfortable for us all. Following reports in Massachusetts, there were similar incidents happening of the same thing in Kansas City, Denver, and Pittsburgh. Rhode Island and Nebraska also had separate incidents with the same characteristics. The craziest part of all of this is that it didn't make national news. It was more local, and this was before the internet or social media. So it's not like someone heard about it and decided to copycat the incident as a joke or prank. No, we're talking about multiple cities over time who had similar situations go down, which is really weird if you ask me. At number 3, we got the machete wielding one-armed clown. Yes, you heard that right. Reports claimed a man dressed as a clown armed with a machete was seen around a convenience store. When state troopers showed up, witnesses told the cops the man fled into the woods. About an hour later, patrolling officers found the one-armed machete-wielding clown who actually duct-taped a machete in place of his amputated arm. 31-year-old Corey Berry of Hollis, Maine was arrested and released after posting a $200 bond back in July of 2017. I don't know, man, the guy, like, I don't know. Berry was intoxicated at the time of his arrest and apparently told police he was just trying to play a prank and copy the creepy clown sightings that garnered media attention. Either way, the cops and general public weren't too pleased. At number 2, we got the cold case clown. Now I will say technically an arrest was made, but it happened 28 years after the incident. Either way, this is a creepy case that deserves to be on here, especially since there could be other suspects out there. The story here is in 1990, 40-year-old Marlene Warren opened the door to a clown holding flowers and balloons. After she opened the door, she was shot point blank in the face and later died in hospital. The case was cold for 28 years until Sheila Keene Warren, who was having an affair with Marlene's husband at the time, was arrested in connection with the case. Following Marlene's murder, Sheila and Michael, Marlene's widower, would marry 12 years later and move elsewhere. Some believe Michael was involved, but ultimately Sheila was the one that was arrested and charged with the murder. A life insurance policy was also taken out on her not long before the murder, so who knows how many people were actually involved in this setup. Or what seemed to be a setup.
Sheila Keene Warren was arrested in Virginia and charged with murder after new DNA technology linked her to the crime, cops say.
It just took us 27 years to bring closure to this one, to the victim's family.
At number 1, John Wayne Gacy. For those of you that don't know, Gacy became known as the Clown Killer because, well, he did exactly that. It's believed between 1972 and 1978, Gacy raped, tortured, and killed at least 33 boys and young men in Cook County, Illinois. It's believed Gacy would dress up as a clown and perform tricks on them, such as handcuffing the unsuspecting victims before raping and strangling them with a rope. Gacy was known to work as a clown for charity events and at local birthday parties, going by the name Pogo the Clown or Patches the Clown. On May 10, 1994, Gacy was executed by lethal injection at the Stateville Correctional Center in Illinois.
Gacy's double life had taken shape. Family, friends, and business associates had no idea who the real John Wayne Gacy was.
And that does it for this one, guys. Hope you guys aren't too creeped out or scared. I'll be honest, I definitely didn't really enjoy making this list because, as you can tell, some of these people are absolutely sick and just crazy and well, thankfully, they're locked up or no longer with us. But as always, I want to know which number on this list you think is the scariest in the comments down below. You guys gotta make sure you are subscribed and hit that bell so you guys can stay up to date with everything clowns. I don't know, I got a feeling we might see some more clown sightings as we get closer to Halloween. I've been your host, Jared Bronstein. You guys have been watching InformOverload, and we'll see you guys in the next video.